The moment Septimius Severus died, the Roman Empire inherited not one ruler, but a fracture. Two brothers stood at the center of power, Caracalla, and yet bound by blood, raised together, yet filled with hatred so deep it threatened to tear the empire apart. Their father had warned them to live in harmony. They ignored him completely. From the very beginning, Caracalla ruled with suspicion. He believed the world was filled with enemy senators, generals, even his own family. Rome itself became a place of whispered conspiracies and silent fear. The imperial palace was divided into separate halves, so the brothers would not have to see one another. Guards stood between them at all times. Even meals were eaten apart, as if poison might be hidden in every dish. The tension could not last. One evening, under the illusion of reconciliation, Geta was summoned to their mother Julia Domna's chambers. He arrived unarmed, trusting the word of his brother. Moments later, Caracalla's soldiers rushed in. Geta was stabbed repeatedly, dying in his mother's arms as she screamed for mercy. His blood soaked the palace floor. Caracalla watched without hesitation. The murder did not end with Geta. It was only the beginning. Caracalla ordered a purge so vast that Rome had never seen anything like it. Anyone who had supported Geta was suspected of sympathy was marked for death. Senators, officials, soldiers, servants, even children were slaughtered. Ancient sources claim tens of thousands died. Streets ran red. Rome became a city under occupation by its own emperor. Fear became Caracalla's most powerful weapon. Yet Caracalla did not rule only through terror. He understood one truth that his father had taught him. Wealth and loyalty of the army mattered more than the love of the people. He poured Rome's wealth into the legions, raising soldiers' pay to unprecedented levels. To fund this, taxes increased, coinage was debased, and the economy began to strain under the weight of endless military spending. Then came one of the most consequential decisions in Roman history. Caracalla granted Roman citizenship to nearly every free man across the empire. Officially, it was presented as an act of unity. In reality, it allowed him to tax millions who had previously been exempt. The empire expanded on paper, but trust in leadership shrank. Rome was no longer a privilege, it was a burden. Caracalla obsessed over one figure above all others: Alexander the Great. He dressed like him. He slept with a copy of his biographer beneath his pillow. He imagined himself as the new conqueror of the world. In pursuit of this fantasy, he led massive campaigns eastward, marching armies across lands already drained by war. Wherever Caracalla went, violence followed. Cities were punished without cause. Entire populations were executed for minor offenses. In Alessandria, after mocking poems were written about him. Caracalla invited the youth of the city to a gathering then, ordered his soldiers to massacre them. The streets filled with bodies. No explanation was given. No apology followed. The emperor no longer ruled Rome. He ruled fear. Even those closest to him knew survival depended on silence. His advisors lived in constant terror. His own Praetorian Guard began to question whether protecting him was worth the danger of his paranoia. Caracalla trusted no one, and in doing so, ensured no one truly stood with him. In the end, his downfall came not from rebellion, but from exhaustion. While campaigning in the east, Caracalla stopped along a roadside to relieve himself. There, far from Rome's walls and palaces, a soldier approached and stabbed him. The emperor collapsed into the dirt, bleeding out beneath the open sky. No last words, no loyal guards rushing to save him. Just silence. He was 30 years old. Caracalla left behind an empire richer in soldiers and poorer in soul. He strengthened the army, but shattered civil life. He expanded citizenship, but emptied it of meaning. His reign proved that Rome could survive crucible, not without cost. With his death, the Severan dynasty began to rot from within. The battlefield he created would soon consume Rome itself.